full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airwaves for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and smart has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the smart fan, a speaker of truths, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
This is Fanboy Mark Gibrodi. You're listening to Ring Rust on 3.5 CHMR-FM. So now, right on into the review of Death Before Dishonor 13, or XIII, for those of you who don't know Roman numerals and say, what is that? I don't understand. I left school because, this is hard. From the William J. Myers Pavilion in Baltimore, Maryland. Ironically enough, my tactic of I know who that person's name is, so I think they're going to win, actually worked more than it should have. Yeah. So, let's get into it, shall we? Well, first off, the match that they didn't announce they were going to do it, probably not until just before they... But anyway, Donovan Dijak, with Truth Martini's corner, defeated Takaki, maybe, Watanabe in a singles match, which was just, it's a dark match. So basically there to warm the crowd up and get them going in time for the first official match of the pay-per-view, or the iPay-per-view. Was it iPay-per-view? Because I keep hearing that they're moving from iPay-per-views to, no, the internet pay-per-view, okay. Kept hearing that they were moving from iPay-per-views to pay-per-views, and people were saying, oh no, they're doing regular pay-per-views now. Now that might just be the people who want it to sound bigger than it actually is, but I don't know. Maybe they tried it and it didn't work out for them, because iPay-per-views for stuff off their website, actually streaming stuff off their website, really didn't work for them, because what they did to test it, they gave for free a Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk, which of course back then he was Bryan Danielson versus CM Punk in Ring of Honor. So as you can well imagine how great a match that would have been. When I tried to watch it, I can only speak for myself personally. When I tried to watch it, I got about 5 minutes in, something happened, and then it restarted again, and then I got about 5 minutes in, then it restarted again, and so it just didn't work. At least not for me. Now other people might have had great experience with it. I don't know. So, it's neither here nor there. I hope it's all worked out now and they have everything working properly.
And I quote,
check out the TMZ of professional wrestling news. And I quote, on Facebook, all the latest news with some attitude, new and classic wrestling videos, and so much more.
Can I have your attention, please? I just received an email from the Raw General Manager.
So next up, from the Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view from Ring of Honor, the first match, Silas Young defeated Will Ferreira. Now, it doesn't really give much in the way of details as to, by pinfall or submission or whatever. I mean, if it's by submission, they usually put in by submission or by countout or something like that, but they don't put in by pinfall, so I'm guessing then, therefore, it's by pinfall. Now, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, it was a little too distressing, the fact that it's like, I recognize that name, so therefore I'm going to say they win. Of the 8 matches, 7 of which I commented on because the first match wasn't announced. Of the 7 remaining matches, I got 2 of them wrong. Let's have fun, shall we? Just saying, oh my god, anyway, so yeah, I predicted that one correctly because again, I know who Silas Young is. Will Ferrera, I don't know. I'll have to see the pay-per-view. I thought I downloaded it on my tablet, but as it turns out, it was Raw somehow. It was WWE Raw from this past week. So I don't know how that happened. But anyway, I'll try again, and I'll probably watch it over the weekend. And now the thing is, I played Silas Young's theme song last week for pretty much exactly that reason, because I was predicting who was going to win and whatnot. So I went on the internet, as helpful and handy as it is, and guess what song he used in Ring of Honor previously? The Journey version of this is top 40, of course, but the Rock of Ages version isn't. And I'm spent.
Atlantic Canada's only source for wrestling news radio. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM.
Radio C, Radio Do? Well, it's SEA, so... Oh, I don't just have the good jokes. So back to my review of the Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view from Ring of Honor, from the William J. Myers Pavilion in Baltimore, Maryland. So next up, we had Cedric Alexander defeating Moose. And I knew who both of them were, so it was more like, sort of like flipping a coin. It's like, okay, well, which one of these two guys is probably more likely to win? Not to say that Ring of Honor is formulaic or anything. I'm not even sarcastically, ironically saying that. I'm not saying at all. It's just that I honestly had to pick which one of those two I thought would end up coming on top. I didn't know as much about Moose as I knew about Cedric Alexander, so I just went with that. Now I hope, oh God, I really hope they weren't listening to Ring Rust. Like, my God, he hasn't been watching. What do we do? We'll just go with his predictions and just change 2 or 3 of them. And we'll add this other match and then no one will care. Oh my God. At King Carino, please tweet about that. Please, please, please say that's what happened. They were listening to Ring Rust and said, our number one fan isn't watching. Well, we just go with we'll go with his predictions. That'll be hilarious.
Hey, this is Chris Jericho of Fozzy in the Steve East of Canada. And you're listening to 93.5 right here.
Now, I don't know what makes them teenage gargoyles, but I guess it's something I probably don't want to know. This is Fabio Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 3.5 CHMR-FM. So next up, from Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor 13, or XIII. What does that spell, Mother? Nothing. Oh, I thought you spelled nothing with an N. So, next up, the Briscoes, Jay and Mark Briscoe, defeated Roppongi Vice, which I had down here as RPG Vice, because I think that's what they're... Anyway, whatever. Beretta and Rocky Romero. Now, I predicted, of course, the Briscoes would win it because I knew who they were. Well, actually, I played their theme song. I assumed that meant either I made a mistake in playing their theme song, or I made a mistake typing down actually that I thought Romero and Beretta would win. So, this is one of the 2 times when it actually didn't work out 100% the way that it could have, and anyway.
Okay, so
who's saying from Crooked Stovepipe?
Why don't you do it? No, I should do it, I suppose, yeah.
Say we're from Crooked Stovepipe.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ted Rowe.
And I'm Neil Rosenberg, and we're with Crooked Stovepipe.
And you're listening to CHMR
93.5 FM.
We live in 2 different worlds, dear. That's why we're so far apart.
This is Fanboy Mark Cerrone. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. So next up, for the Ring of Honor pay-per-view from this past Friday, saw Adam Cole defeat Dalton Castle. So, since I didn't know who Dalton Castle was, I'll give you 3 guesses.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ Ring Rust. Follow me on Twitter at Mark Jabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV. YouTube.com/fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to CHMR 93.5 FM, Alliance 787, Cable 942, and via streaming audio at www.chmr.ca. Your only alternative in St. John.
You there!
What's your story?
I'm Ernie Devlin, and I don't question it.
Oh, I like that. Don't budge. I'm taking your mind. Mind encryption, perhaps?
Hey, what's up? This is referee Tony S., and you're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR.
So the next match I have here to review was the four-corner survival tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, which saw The Addiction, Christopher Daniels and Frank Kazarian, defeating Red Dragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, The Kingdom, Michael Bennett and Matt Taven, and War Machine, Henson, who was Henson and Raymond Rowe. It doesn't really say how, just that they defended their titles. So, yay.
Feeling your wrestling news a little washed out? Think you've been forsaken? Fear not. You're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM.
The wall of shine and bullet strikes behind the signs with the blood and sense of supremacy.
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. So the match I accidentally skipped was Adam Page defeating ACH. So I guessed it was ACH going to win that match because I didn't know who Adam Page was. And then I looked him up and it's like, oh, yeah, I still think ACH probably should have won that one, but what do I know?
Hi, I'm Leah Von Dutch, and you are listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM.
So the final match, the main event from Death Before Dishonor 13 from Ring of Honor this past Friday from the William J. Myers Pavilion in Baltimore, Maryland, saw Jay Lethal versus Roderick Strong going to a 60-minute time limit draw. Not one single match in recent history, I don't think, from WWE has gone to a time limit draw. Because the fans have been conditioned to want a winner and a loser. Which is why so many people are have such discomfort of the posterior, shall we say, when something like what happened at Battleground in the main event happened, when The Undertaker came down and took out both Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, and there was no contest, so, people didn't like it, because they're not used to it in WWE. Apparently, though, it's all cheered when it's done in Ring of Honor. But, anyway. So.
What a jolly good show. You're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM. Hip hip and tally ho.
I just want to tell you both, good luck.
We're all counting on you.
It's Mega Maid. She's gone from suck to blow. What? Ha ha! You know. You're making me crazy, Kobe. You're making me crazy, Kobe. You're making me crazy, Kobe. You're making me crazy, Kobe.
You're listening to wrestling superstar, the Triple X Sex Express Sex Yeti, and you're listening to Ring Rust, the one and only wrestling talk radio show.
They were originally going to put that on one of their albums, but they said, nah, we'll just put it out on our MySpace page. So anyway, that's the obligatory MySpace reference for 2015. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. So we're done with the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. So let's play out the rest of the show with some news, shall we? There are reports going around stating WWE United States Champion John Cena underwent emergency surgery on Monday night or early Tuesday after suffering a broken nose by Seth Rollins at Raw. WWE has pulled Cena from this weekend's live events, and he is no longer advertised for next Monday's Raw. It's been expected that Cena will face Rollins at the August 23rd SummerSlam pay-per-view, but that hasn't been announced yet. So, good luck, John. Hope you aren't seriously injured or anything.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. Now, I was looking for more information on the Hulk Hogan controversy, but only got so far down because it's just so much of it. So, I'll just have to start from the point where I'm currently at. Hulk Hogan released a statement to people.com on July 24th, apologizing for the racist comments that were revealed by Radar Online and the National Enquirer. Hogan's lawyer, David Houston, told People that Hogan actually resigned from WWE. He said he decided to resign from WWE because he didn't want to put them or his family through this. It was noted earlier that WWE issued their own statement saying they terminated Hogan's contract. With the exception of the tweet Hogan made at 1 a.m. on Friday, he's been pretty quiet on social media. He did retweet a comment from a fan saying the black community still supports Hogan, but that has since been deleted. Hogan's also been thanking some of his supporters on Twitter. So, there's been a lot of speculation about Hulk Hogan's WWE Hall of Fame status after WWE terminated his contract and scrubbed him from their website due to the racist comments that were revealed. As previously mentioned, Hogan is not currently listed in the Hall of Fame on WWE's website, but that's because WWE officials ordered the website to be scrubbed of any Hogan mention. Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that as of July 26th, a decision about keeping Hogan on the WWE Hall of Fame had not been made yet. It was also noted that Vince McMahon would likely change his mind on some things as time goes by, and time may heal some wounds, but everything was still happening as of that morning. It's possible things will get worse for Hogan, as the National Enquirer is promising that more comments from the video will be released soon. And TMZ says they have seen the tape with Hogan's racist comments made to Heather Clem at Radar Online and National Enquirer, revealed earlier in the morning. Hogan's attorney, David Houston, also told TMZ that Hogan resigned from WWE late Thursday, which goes against WWE's statement that they terminated his contract. Houston made the same claim to People magazine in the morning. And TNA has also removed Hogan from their alumni roster and pulled his merchandise from the Shop TNA website. Everything was still up earlier that morning when the Inquirer story first broke, including their first best of DVD of Hogan. Hulk Hogan's lawyers spoke with Fox 411 on Friday about the controversy surrounding Hogan after racist comments were made public by the National Enquirer. He confirmed that the comments on the tape were made in 2006. The transcript was in a sealed deposition that's part of Hogan's $100 million lawsuit against Gawker for posting online video of Hogan having sex with Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, Heather Clem. The sex video was reportedly on the same recording as the racist comments. Houston is suspicious of Gawker leaking the transcripts and is threatening legal action. I have my suspicions, as you can imagine. If I can find out it's Gawker who leaked transcripts, we will bury them. Gawker President and General Counsel Heather Dietrich denied that they had anything to do with the transcript being leaked. She issued a statement to Fox 401. Hulk Hogan has only one person to blame for what he said, and no one from Gawker had any role in leaking that information. Hogan's lawyer said the Hulkster asked him to tell his fans that he is devastated by the past actions and that he, quote, sincerely apologizes to his family, friends, and fans, unquote. Houston added, he is not a racist. His history defines him as somewhat different. Radar Online has released more comments from the tape that contained the racist comments made in 2006, and this time Hogan rants about a gay person he encountered in the home where he grew up. Hogan was discussing his reality show, Hogan Knows Best, with Heather Clem when he said, VH1 wanted me to do a big thing and go back to the house I grew up in. Hogan says, discussing the season 4 finale of his show. So we knock on the door and a big, British word for cigarette lives there now. This half-gay was enamored, was enamored with Linda, unquote. The episode in question featured Hogan visiting the home he was raised in Port Tampa. The home's new owner welcomed Hogan and even gave him a small metal truck that was found in the garden that once belonged to Hogan when he was a kid. The Hulkster continued his rant and ripped into ex-wife Linda Hogan, who he was still married to. Bubba the Love Sponge entered the room and Hogan said, dude, the only thing I will ever ask you, I don't know how you will pull this off, is if I am ever on my deathbed, you cannot tell Linda, come visit me. Well, Hogan went on to bring up his home in Las Vegas which he had bought for $4.25 million and watched grow to in value to $5 million. If I get divorced, Linda will make me sell it. And Hogan then referenced the black millionaire Cecil Barker again. Cecil will buy it and give it back to me after the divorce. So, yeah, I'm running out of time here, so go look it up. You can read more about Hulk Hogan's controversy and, yeah. The only thing that might save him is if he teamed up with Eugene in WWE.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.